Motorspirit on the Road, the Ideal GT Grand Touring Road Trip podcast. This is your chance to choose a car of your choice, no expense spared, and take it on a road trip to go to lunch or to spend a weekend. Where would you go?
It's going to sound silly, is Radoucheveau going around Carmel and doing the French bakeries and doing the French restaurants and then going out to the racetrack and driving it around the racetrack, which I got to do in that boondoggle when we did the Highway 1 thing through the California Tourist Association, and the 2CV going around the racetrack, when it leans almost to the point of tipping over, but not quite. It's absolutely hilarious. You can't do it more than 30 miles an hour. But that would be a fun thing. But do a French, first part of that would be a French tour of Carmel. Maybe go out to Pacific Grove and drive it back that way. There's some pretty roads from Pacific Grove. The backside of 17-mile drive and go by the Spanish Inn and wander around the 17-mile drive. But make it kind of a French, put my little beret on and do that kind of a thing.
A 356 Cabriolet, and just cruising through the, going up to Yosemite, to me would be fabulous, and driving through there, and then coming out on the other side on Tioga. What a great little drive. Right up there with PCH.
It's a 3-day drive in a 356.
It is, but that would be very nice. So.
The Isle of Man. It's a small island in the middle of the Irish Sea, which has many beautiful motoring roads all across the island. A favorite road trip for me would be around the famed Isle of Man TT race circuit, which is about 37 3/4 miles long. At racing speeds, one lap of the circuit would take the races about 20 minutes to complete. However, visitors take it at a more leisurely pace, and it could take a full morning or a full afternoon, and very often taking a whole day to complete one lap of the circuit. Unlike races, the visitors have been known to measure the distance around the TT circuit not by the 37 3/4 miles it takes to complete, but instead they've been known to measure the distance by the number of pubs located around the circuit. There are many famous old country pubs along my road trip, and they're spaced around the TT circuit, often right on the circuit itself, which offers great viewing opportunities of the races. There's the Sulby Glen, Ginger Hall, the Crosby Hotel, just to name a few. But the most famous of all would be the Craignabar Hotel, which is located on the outside of the circuit, just as the riders race down the steep hill from Keppel Gate at 180 miles an hour. So my road trip would start on the south side of the island in Douglas. We would meander up the west coast of the island through quaint little villages and past old farmhouses and pubs until we would reach the north end of the island in the town of Ramsey. Snaefell is just over 2,000 feet high, and the mountain road crests near another famous landmark known as the Bungalow. That's where the Snaefell Mountain Railway crosses the road. This uphill mountain section is twisty and ridden at very high speeds by the racers, and as you can imagine, the downhill section back into Douglas is ridden at even higher speeds, with all the twists and turns continuing. Here on top of the mountain reminds me of a well-known saying by the Manx people in the Isle of Man, that on a clear day from the top of Snaefell Mountain, you can see 5 kingdoms: Wales, England, Ireland, Scotland, and heaven, the kingdom of heaven. And heaven, of course, being the Isle of Man. So my perfect road trip would be to meander along these roads at my own pace, to enjoy the countryside, the pub grub, and the many views across the Irish Sea in all directions towards the other 4 kingdoms